Gana je država v zahodnji Afriki, ki meji na slonokoščeno obalo, Burkina Faso in Togo. Uradni jezik je angleščina, vendar prebivalstvo v državi govori preko 200 jezikov. Gana je bila prva država v podsaharski Afriki, ki je leta 1957 razglasila neodvisnost. Država je bogata z naravnimi viri in njeno gospodarstvo temelji na izvozu naravnih surovin, kot so zlato, kakav in nafta, pomembne gospodarske panoge so kmetijstvo, predelovalne dejavnosti in rudarstvo. Danes spada Gana med najhitrejše rastoča gospodarstva v Afriki, hkrati pa se v državi viša tudi zadolženost, nezaposlenost in neenakost. Na področju izobraževanja je država uvedla številne pomembne reforme, stopnja šolanja je visoka. Po uradnih podatkih naj bi šolo obiskovalo več kot 90% otrok, visoka pa je tudi pismenost, ki je bila leta 1918 kar 79%. Ne glede na to, pa je še vedno veliko otrok, ki se zaradi revščine ne morejo šoliti in zato ostaja na področju izobraževanja še mnogo izzivov in potreb. Društvo Humanitas je v Gani pričelo delovati leta 2005. Skupaj z organizacijo Embracing Hidden Talents Network, ki jo vodi Ebenezer Partitej, izvajajo program podpore otrokom in lokalnim skupnostim v prestolnici Akra in v vasi Busua z okolico. Program, ki ga podpirajo posamezniki in posameznice iz Slovenije, se v prvi vrsti osredotoča na izobraževanje otrok, sočasno pa prispeva k izboljševanju drugih življenjskih pogojev in uresničevanju skupnostnih projektov v lokalnem okolju. Danes je v program vključenih skoraj 300 otrok, poleg Gane tudi v Burkina Fasu, v Keniji in Sloveniji. Poleg plačevanja šolnin in šolskih potrebščin otrokom, ki jih je v programu na jugu Gane več kot 100, Humanitas in Embracing Hidden Talents Network izvajate še številne druge projekte. Že leta 2008 so uspeli zgraditi knjižnico v vasi Busua, ki je postala priljubljeno zbirališče okoliških otrok in mladostnikov. Tja se radi prihajajo učiti in preživljati prosti čas. Ko se je leta 2016 pokazala potreba po prostoru za opravljanje zdravstvene dejavnosti, smo v sodelovanju s krajevno skupščino del prostora knjižnice preuredili v ambulanto, ki še danes ostaja edina zdravstvena ustanova v bližnji okolici. V okolici Akre društvo Humanitas podpira tudi projekt Zelena vas, s katerim je Ebenezer Partitej pričel leta 2017. Zelena vas sestavljajo ekološki zelenjavni vrt, ribja farma in mladinski center za združenje in učenje, zgrajen v celoti iz starih plastenk. Otroci iz programa podporništva so vključeni v aktivnosti upravljanja zelenjavnega vrta, kjer se učijo ekološkega vrtnarjenja in pomena ekološke pridelave. Združeni so v ekološkem mladinskem klubu, v okviru katerega se organizirajo dodatne učne ure, ozaveščanje o ekologiji ter izvajajo aktivnosti za prosti čas. O programu podporništva smo se v pravični trgovini Tri muhe pogovarjali z Ebenezerjem Partitejem, vodjo organizacije IHT Network in lokalnim koordinatorjem programa, spregovorili pa smo tudi o gospodarski in družbeni situaciji v Gani, o sodelovanju in povezovanju med Gano in Slovenijo ter o pomenu pravične trgovine.
So, Ebenezer,
Yes,
so
please.
your cooperation with Humanitas dates back to 2005.
You're right.
So, can you tell us a bit about how this cooperation started?
Well, I think if my memory could set me right, it started with a documentary about a lady called Zemira from your national television and Eva Mom, who wanted to do documentary about children. And there was this lady who was in my club in my school, so she approached me, if I'm interested in some people. I even accepted without knowing the outcome. We went to a place in Ghana in the western region known as Buzia at the coastline. So then we made this documentary, which is known as Friends from Far Away, and this is how the relationship started. Our main focus by then was a TV miniseries, which we did, one called The Bond on Metro TV and one called Angel, which was on TV3. I think it was also shown on OBTV in UK for some time. So then we are more into HIV/AIDS, like stage art activities, because from that we're able to make money. We're raising money. Ours is not like asking for sponsorship, but we getting people to buy slots for sponsorship, and we making money, and also using the same production to teach people about social and moral issues and all that. So this was what we were doing for some time, and also empowering students. We're having these youth programs in schools. I think you were there in 2004. I can recollect anyway. That was the first time I met you. Yeah. So they're also doing things for schools, bringing children together, letting people who have talent to share with them. So this was what we were doing till we met Humanitas. Humanitas changed the way we're doing things because this issue of foster children came in, and we decided, okay, if we have to work, then we have to sit down together and do something that we think can benefit both organizations. And that's where the idea of the library and stuff like that come in. And after Humanitas, we also got our voluntariat here, who also came in with the volunteers who were helping us in our youth empowerment activities. Obojestransko started with sponsoring children. First is letter writing. Children were writing letters. Then we said, writing letters, we haven't solved a child problem. Then we started thinking, okay, what about giving them educational sponsorship? Sponsorship came in for some years. Then we saw, okay, children even have a problem getting a place to learn and all that. So why don't you give them a place that the children could learn after school and that? So then the library came in. Then we saw that, okay, the library alone too, a library without activities is nothing. So we thought of having a room so that you can have volunteers coming there, so that at least in the evening they can teach the children, they can have activity with them. So this one came in. Then we had an issue with one foster child who died from malaria, and we all felt sad about it. And we saw like a lot of children in the community having problems with their health and all that. Their parents don't have money to take them the long distance. So then we started thinking another thing. So together with the community, the assemblyman, then they started thinking about we giving part of our space for them to have a health care. So at the moment, we have a cheap compound called a clinic at Buzia that is saving lives. So now Buzia is not just a library, it's a library and a health center. Then Accra, we're also thinking for all these years, we've never done anything big in Accra. So what can we do that can challenge a lot of people for children to learn from it, for us to bring our children together? And the idea of the Green Village came in. But I would say Green Village in actual fact is not my idea. Volunteers did it because we had a pilot project in a place in Western region known as Zane that they help children to grow organic vegetables. And when we saw the enthusiasm with the children, the way they were doing the things, the interest and the joy, then we started thinking that we have to take it to another level. And this is when the Green Village issue came in as to what can we do and all that. Yeah, now we have a Green Village. We use plastic bottles to build a house. We show that bottles can be used to raise up beds to grow organic vegetables. We also be proving like you can grow vegetables anywhere there's a land, whether it's stony or not stony. We also have a fish farm. They grow vegetables, they sell, the children make money from this money. They're able to do their own activity. It has also become like a sort of tourist center for the community and for people to come and learn. It's not about sponsoring children alone. I think we have to correct that. It's empowering children. Because you see, educating a child alone, paying his school fees doesn't solve any problem. I'm sorry to say this. There's some children, let's say imagine a child that the parents was 14 years before he gave birth. He has no education, nothing. And the child going to school to get to high school. Can the parent help the child with his schoolwork? No. Can the parent counsel the child? No. Can the parent really guide the child as to what he have to do in future? No. This is where we do most. So most of the time, in every year we meet with the children, we bring head teachers from schools. We make sure when they come there, they counsel the children. Some will go to their homes. Because sometimes that there's issue in the house that the parents themselves need to be empowered. So sometimes we have to talk to them and explain to the parents why the child need to be given opportunity to do this or to do that. This is where we spend most time. Paying school fees is easy. You just drive car into the house or the school or something. You pay one and you go away. But where we spend most time is making sure the needs of the child is addressed, to make sure the child is protected, to make sure the child is guided, to make sure the child have that comfort to learn. The social sector is not so strong. So those who don't have are most of the time left out. It doesn't matter how intelligent the child is. It's an issue there. And this is a problem for us. Also, looking at the educational system we have the universal, free, basic universal educational system, as inscribed by United Nations. But the parents have to buy books. You have to buy uniform. Of course, you need to feed the child. The child have to attend activity, because school is not just going to school. You have to be involved in activities. So when the child lacks all this, and you put the child in the classroom, that you are giving the child education, what kind of education are you giving the child? Because you can't be educated without educational materials. You can't be educated without getting involved in activities. And this, our poor children, not only in Ghana, but everywhere in the developing country, they lack this. So here you have this gap between the rich, the middle gap in our part of the world. So you can see when nobody is able to be there to help these children, not to be at that level, but at least to come a little bit up. It means being able to be part of inclusive, in terms of economic empowerment, definitely they'll be out of the system. And that's why some of us think it's important for some of these children to be helped, at least for them to come to a level that they can be at par with the middle class, or at least with other people. So at least they can also achieve their God-given talent. If you produce 5,000 graduates every year, and you have economic growth, like talking about job opportunities, 1,000, give it the next 10 years, how do you think the ratio is going to be, and what do you think will happen to the economy? Because the youth are the future of that country. So it doesn't matter how you educate the youth. If there are no opportunities for them, definitely one day you are going to have a problem. This is what we have in Africa, like in Ghana for now. Yes, there's been development, yes, and I can talk about some of the development I personally am witnessing, but I know that there's a question mark to it. For instance, last year, 9 financial institutions in Ghana collapsed because they couldn't meet Bank of Ghana threshold, the money you have to deposit Bank of Ghana. So all those banks collapsed. What do you think happened to those who were working in those banks? They become unemployed. Now we have a few banks where they will be paying the taxes to the government, and the government will get a lot of money. But what happened to those who are working in those banks? They don't have a job. Okay, let's put that one aside. Let's come to even our telecommunication companies in Ghana. I want to use Ghana. How many Ghanaians own any telecommunication company in Ghana? Where does the money go? Now in Ghana, telecommunication companies are running financial business, because you can do this mobile money and all that. And this is how our financial sectors are collapsing. And all this money, they go out because there's no Ghanaian company or Ghanaian who own any telecommunication company. So though the economy is doing very well, in the long run, those money doesn't stay to the country, it's going out of the country. And you have a number of youth in the university who are coming out with that job. So what do you think will happen in the near future? So though on paper, Ghana is doing very well, but if you ask any technocrat from Ghana, he will tell you that the future doesn't seem so bright. I think program like what we are doing is not only just to sponsor children, but it's also to build a bilateral relationship between countries. And it's something we shouldn't forget as civil society people, because it should be give and take. Ghana should give something to Slovenia, Slovenia should give something back to Ghana. It's not like always, because in so doing that you can't solve African problem, because what we are doing cannot solve the problem of the people there. But we have to think about what can we do to make sure both countries benefit. I will speak for myself before I come to the foster children. From your program, I have built a relationship with Slovenia. Now we have Green Village. Green Village, I got money from Slovenia to do Green Village. I borrowed money from here. As I'm talking to you, I finished paying that money. And now Green Village, I would say, is owned by Ghanaians. we build a relationship. Something is coming. So I think foster parent program, yes, is going down. We all know that. But what do Ghanaians give to Slovenians? There should be activities that will challenge some Slovenians to come to Ghana. There are so many economic potential that we have in Africa that has not been exploited. That can benefit both countries. We all heard about Chinese coming, this coming, and all that, right? Yes. I know your government just signed a memorandum of understanding with Ghana Foreign Affairs. Why do you think they do that? And we civil society, we're already there. We were there before Foreign Affairs coming. So I think, and we understand the way people do it, we understand the social life of those countries. And you know, business have to move hand in hand. You need the social sector to be strong before the financial sector. When the two doesn't work, there will always be a pitfall. Like we are saying, Ghana is doing very well. But then why are we helping children? If Ghana is doing so well, they don't need anybody to help their children. It means the social sector is weak. So to me, it has to be hand in hand. So what can we do to make sure Slovenia also gets something from Ghana, just as we are getting? For me, yes, I'm doing something with Slovenians, I'm benefiting, and some Slovenians are also benefiting from me. If nothing at all, when they come to Ghana, they know they have a home. They know that we have a place that we can stay, we have Eben that we can talk to, Eben can take us around. At least we are giving some. So to me, we have to start thinking about what we can give in return, you know. Because to me, Africa is rich. Africa is not poor. I'm sorry to say this. You know, our economy is not down. It's only the management that is the issue. How do we manage what we have? And to us, that's why we are in an educational program. We want to empower children. We want children to know that you can do something for yourself. So it's not just paying their fees. It's about empowering them. We know one day, all this will have to come to an end. But at least if one child in a community is empowered and he believes that somebody helped me to be where I am, he in turn will help a lot of people in that community. Or he can share that wisdom with others. And to me, this is so. Yes. So it's like this. It should be, you know, we say in Ghana, different. It means the left have to buff the right, and the right have to buff the left. They say when the right always buff the left, you should know that a time will come, this will be fed up, and that will be the end of the game. Leaving Africa alone, they can be able to solve their own problem. If you leave Africans alone, they can solve their problem. We have all the head, we have all the natural resources, we have everything. But you know, it's more than just economics. It's just more than economics. If I want to go by the story of Ghana, for instance, which we always say this, anytime there's a first leader, somebody elected as a president in Ghana, what's the first thing he has to do is to come to Britain, to show himself to the Prince of Britain, to show that, okay, now I'm the leader, right? Most of the big companies in Ghana, who owns them? It's the multinational organizations. Even tomatoes that they eat in Ghana, tomatoes, somebody want to control it. Mango, our local fruit, local food. So to me, if they are to leave Africans to take care of themselves, trust me, we will think within our boss and the problem will be solved. But you know that nobody will live there because everybody wants a piece of Africa. I'm sorry to say this. The kind of education we're giving our youth will tell you that the future is not bright. Because the kind of education we give our youth still continue to make us think like slaves. I'm sorry to use the word. You know, because they don't allow us to think outside the box. Still think within. And our youth are still continuing to think within the box. So are you sure we change? I'm sorry. And this one sometimes it makes social workers work very difficult because sometimes your work seems like you are challenging state institutions. In Africa, state institutions don't support NGOs. Why do you think they don't support us? Because they support us, we will compel the people to change the way they think. For us in the developing countries, we realize that if the people themselves don't rise up to say what they want and what they want to do, I'm sorry, nobody can solve our problems. We can solve our own problems.
Okay.
That is why now in Africa, where some leaders are trying to, if you listen to Rwanda, the leader from Rwanda was talking about it, that he said you need to wash your dirty clothes in your own house. You don't take it to somebody's house to wash for you. He said you only take to somebody's house if you are not able to wash it well. He said, please, my neighbor, can you help me to wash it? What he means to say is that African leaders need to come together in one accord to think about how to make things work within their jurisdiction. And if it doesn't work, then now you can take it out. But if you don't try it and you take it out as an individual, it's like everybody think, okay, these people, we see they are not united. We can just be praying them around like that. So now this is how we are being. We are praying like a game. You know, this one will come with issue, okay, like this, like that, because we are not united. In this year, we are hoping that the first currency, you heard about it for ECOWAS, will come out, because we are hoping to have one currency as a way of boosting trade. That's the ECOWAS money. Okay. It's another nice way of we trying to promote the unity among Africans. We are hoping through this intercontinental trade within the African countries will be stronger in ECOWAS. So this year they are going to start it, and we will see. Now we see most of the leaders like Ghana, Ivory Coast talking about they will have to come together to talk about cocoa, to have one cocoa prize, to talk about the policy. So I think now we are beginning to think, some people, even though it seems quite difficult, but now some leaders are beginning to think outside the box, that let's come together. And so it's not all really dark, as I'm saying. I think people are beginning to rise up to think about a way of. So we think maybe there could be some changes.
Yeah.
Ghana and Ivory Coast, because we are the world superpower in terms of cocoa production. So now what we are trying to do is the two leaders are trying to come together. They are really doing well, you know, because I think Burkina Faso, for instance, have accepted to use the ECOWAS currency, which is really a very good step, you know. So we are thinking that if the two come together, then of course we can have a say in the world market. But you see, the issue with cocoa, there's more than just they coming together and all this stuff. It's more deeper than that.
I know. I mean, I can imagine.
Okay. I will tell you what make cocoa production very, maybe you guys have not thought about that. You see, the cocoa we were growing 30 years ago, it's not the same cocoa we are growing today.
You're growing what now?
Do you know that?
No.
It's like the mango you eat here from Burkina Faso. This is not African mango. Is it African mango?
Yeah.
It's not. Because if it's African mango, if you put the seed in the soil, they should germinate to give you a mango. But that mango, when you put in the seed, it cannot germinate.
Ah, okay.
So is it the same mango you are eating? But before, the mango we have in Africa, when you put in the soil, it germinates, and farmers have seed to grow anytime they want.
Of course.
So it means there's something wrong, right? It means it's not the same thing. So here, what you should know is that even though you are fighting for the price, that you don't own the seed.
Yeah, we don't even have anywhere to grow it.
Good. And if you don't own the seed, do you know what it means? It means the one who has power on the seed can also punish you.
True.
So who made the seed? Who made the seed? The one who made the seed can control the market. Because the seed now the cocoa farmers grow is a hybrid seed.
But that changed in the past 30 years, not
yes.
before.
Before we were growing Ghana, we were growing the seed called tetekwashi seed. The tetekwashi seed, the tree can be there for between 90 to 100 years. It can be there for so many years, you can still have your cocoa. Though it doesn't give you too much cocoa, but it gives you a sizable cocoa. And also that cocoa was resistant to so many diseases.
Of course.
Now the hybrid one we have, they are not strong. They give you a lot of cocoa. In the 3 years you started harvesting cocoa, you started getting cocoa. You know, but they are not resilient like the tetekwashi cocoa. And that one, you need to get expert, you need to buy pesticides, you need to control. So it's like it's no more organic. This is where we are. So the cocoa we have today is not the cocoa we have yesterday. Also like mango. The mango we have today is not the African mango. Our mango is the round one. It's very sweet. It can grow anywhere. It grows 3 times in a year. It's very sweet. The tree can stay for so many years to come. And diseases, the only animals that can have a problem with that mango is butterfly. And if a butterfly, of course, they eat it, you know. And of course, other like bees taking the nectar for their honey. But with this one, it's not like that. There are so many pests and diseases that are attracted to that mango, the one we have now. So if you want the mango to be as quality as you get to eat, it means you have to control the pests and diseases. It means you have to use pesticides. This is where we are heading towards. Most of the food crops that developing countries have, that you think they are very organic and all that, gradually is changing. It's becoming hybrid.
And people are accepting that?
Well, this is where the political apparatus come in. That's why in Ghana, people were fighting about the Gano product. That genetic modified product should not come to the market. Because they were thinking it's a nice way of killing the local seed, seed stock.
Yeah, the control over the seeds, which is very
It's
important.
a problem, but when in this country the measures are not so strong, it means anybody at all can just find his way to dump this into the people. Like I understand there are certain pesticides we use in Ghana that has been banned by the European Union. That is very toxic that when you put on the crops, it can stay in the soil for 2 years. The residue can still be there. Meanwhile, in other countries in Africa, we are still being encouraged to use. And people are doing business and they bring it from Europe to Africa to be used. Most consumers don't care about what we are talking about. They only concerned about the food on the table when I take and I eat. Politicians know that most people don't care about what they eat. Americans don't care what they eat. We know people die with heart disease. If you come together now, we have so many ailments that everybody, a Ghanaian who is intellectual, who is deep thought person will tell you that this is from food. And it's going on, nobody cares. You don't care when the poor man dies nobody cares. It's food. So it's like when you solve one problem, there's a bigger problem waiting. This is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes we think about the end product and the money. But you think about the health of the people. Because the health of the people is more important than the food.
Nekateri izdelki, narejeni v sistemu pravične trgovine v Gani, so vam na voljo v pravični trgovini 3 muhe. Lahko pa postanete tudi podporniki humanitasovega programa in s plačilom mesečne premije v višini 25 € omogočite šolanje njihovim otrokom, plačilo šolnine, nakup šolskih potrebščin in po potrebi zdravil, oblačil ter drugih življenjsko pomembnih stvari. Del tega zneska pa je namenjen tudi delovanju knjižnic in mladinskih centrov ter izvedbi drugih projektov, od katerih ima korist celotna lokalna skupnost.